And here we go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Divine Eye Racing. This is season 4, round 1. Today, we welcome back 19, I believe. We've got 19 drivers. Good evening, Dennis, or Jensen, whichever one is your first name. But today, we are welcoming back 19 of our Division 1 drivers for a new season of drama. We've got 16 races this season, which is 4 more than we had last season. So, some plenty of new faces and plenty of returning drivers from last season who know each other quite well. So the teams have actually been balanced really nicely this season, thanks to our moderation team. So hopefully we see a really great championship fight on our hands in both the constructors and drivers championships. I'm your host, Serviliers, and I will be here for all of our Division 1 races this season. Welcome. We've got the Brazil Grand Prix tonight in round 1, where we finished off last season. So a nice place, a familiar place for a lot of our drivers here. We are at the iconic Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, also known as Interlagos. It's a track steeped in its history and known for delivering some of the most thrilling moments in F1 history. Located in Sao Paulo, this is a 4.3 kilometer circuit, and it's one of the most challenging and exciting on the calendar. Interlagos is famous for its fast corners, elevation changes, and unpredictable weather, often turning races on its head in dramatic fashion. Why don't I race in D1? I've been asked to do comms this season, but yeah, last season, of course, I am the reigning champion, but unfortunately my title will be handed over to someone else this season. But yes, today the drivers are going to be facing 36 laps of intense racing, tricky undulations, battling not just the rivals but also the physical toll of this demanding circuit. It takes a lot of concentration to be quick around this track, so get ready for an evening of some high-speed drama here in Brazil, a race that always promises excitement. Got a few cars out on track. I think Cutthroat is the one who is first in the queue at the moment to set a first qualifying session of Season 4. Qualifying time of Season 4, should I say. Cutthroat, I believe, is racing on the controller tonight. He had to order some new pedals. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I mean, it looks to be a bit all over the place already, but let's see how this turns out. Hot lap mode on, DRS open, we are back. Trying to get as much speed down into turn 1, late braking, a little bit wide, doesn't quite hit that apex there, but decent exits. Not choosing to use too much of that overtake on the exits. DRS wide open once again, and down into the hard braking zone of turn 4. Oh, that's an invalidation there, unfortunately. Who are we going to go on board with now? There's a Mercedes, I believe. Yeah, here we go, Jazz, who is next up in the queue. Hopefully Cutthroat does not kind of get in his way too much. There we go, nicely getting out the way. Now this is a track where, of course, you want to have the top speed to enable some overtaking opportunities down into turn 4, also down into turn 1, 2 DRS zones, which will provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. But also you've got to balance that with quite a high amount of downforce through that middle sector there. And Jazz, what's he going to do coming up the line? Has plenty of ERS to spare. 110.6. Needs to get out of the way of Cutthroat as well. Is on his hot lap again, second attempt now, and unfortunately invalidates once again, going over the curve. So coming to the line is Yuri now, 8.0, very nice, and Jan also a couple attempts off, so it's looking quite competitive early on at the moment. As I've mentioned, plenty of returning drivers who would have done this track at the back end of last season as the final race. stay on board with Jay Dennis. Let's see what he can do here. And Shermanator, 6 in a 108.7. That's Jay Dennis just pips him to P3 though with an 8.5. Solid lap from Sammy or Shermanator, as people know him in this lobby. Who was it going to go on board with? Waza? Nope. Steps is not quite out yet. Go on board with Kaka. Kaka was my teammate for a couple of races last season. Definitely proved he had the pace, but perhaps was a little bit rusty, having not quite got the game until quite late on in the cycle. But he's definitely got some good pace. I mean, if he can correct some of the mistakes that he did in the final race last season, he'll definitely have a shout for the win tonight. In that Williams car, plenty of hot lap left to go up to the line, so he's going to be burning all the way up to that line. Let's see what kind of a time he can put in on his first qualifying run. Oh, he's not just opting not to use any ERS mode. Goes with an 8.1 though. Very, very good time from Kaka there. We're on board with Paddy, who second place in the championship last season. Very solid performance from him. Ended up winning the final race of the season here at Interlagos, so he's going to perhaps want to repeat or do a back-to-back if he can. The Red Bull getting out the way very nicely there for him. Plenty of ERS to go in the line. That's the purple middle sector. Opting not to use the overtake, just the hot lap. So let's see what time Paddy can set. And the steps goes P3 with an 8.1 as well. Paddy just P5 at the moment, but not a bad lap at all. As Lofty Pickle now. Where does that come from? This, I believe, Lofty Pickle is a new driver, if I'm correct on that one. But Tonga, we know he definitely has some decent one-lap pace, so we'll stay on board for the rest of this lap. Tonga just seems to sort out his race pace issues. Perhaps can get a little bit flustered during the race, but we definitely know that he's got some great pace over one lap. Coming through the end of sector 2 just now. But perhaps he's going to pick up a little bit of a slipstream, but purple sector 2 apparently. There we go. A little bit of overtake boost. And let's see what kind of time Tonga can set. This could be a good time. 8.1 as well, so we got a few in the 8.1s. Looking like it's going to be a competitive session out tonight. Rios now. Oh, he's impeded by a Ferrari. That's unfortunate though. That would have been Yuri. So I'm not sure if Rios is gonna opt to report that or not, but I'm sure he could get a penalty for Yuri there if he chooses to do so. Up to the line now, DRS, ERS all the way. What kind of a time can he set? It's an 8.7. Not a bad first effort at all. Puts him P11. I'm sure he'll be quite happy with that. We've got Oliver Ritchie, the last driver, to set a lap here now. Here we go, plenty of ERS left to go as well. Well, Ritchie definitely was quite quick in the races that he did show, and there he goes to the top of the time sheet. The 7.7, lovely. Hello SBC, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome, welcome. That's a great time from Oliver Ritchie. go on board with Yuri now, who's looking to set his second flying lap of the session. How much is he up? Is he up? Is he down? 2.2 tenths up on his current time. Needs a little bit extra to just pip Oliver Ritchie off his pole position, or what's looking like might be pole position at the moment. He only improves by a tenth and a half though, but so these top three at the moment looking very, very competitive indeed. Go on board with Shermanator, who did not improve unfortunately, I don't believe. And Cutthroat now on board for his second flying lap attempt. Couple cars getting out the way there very nicely, but he looks to maybe be a little bit out of practice at the moment with the controller, and unfortunately has a little bit of a spin. Luckily not into the barriers. G. Alavriadis, the Greek driver, I believe only performed or only showed up in one race last season for the final race here in Brazil as well, so familiar track for him once again. Apparently a purple sector 2, so some decent improvements. Let's see what he can do coming up to the line. He's definitely going to want to improve on that 9.3 that he's currently got in the bank at the moment. But some P12. So not bad at all. Have we got anyone on the fast lap? Tuchki now, league owner of course. Tuchki definitely had a decent amount of pace in the race last season. The Apex. Oh, maybe that's just my something to do with the connection. Here we go once again. Let's see what Tuchki can do. He's going to be looking for a top 6 ideally. Just put some P8 at the moment, so decent improvement, plenty to do. Look at that split right now between 7 and P9. That's 4 thousandths of a second. Sparrow come to the line shortly. Let's see what he can do as well. Didn't quite catch the improvement there, if he was improving. Unfortunately, I can't see it on the steering wheel, but let's see what Sparrow's up to. He puts in P10. Very nice improvement for Sparrow there, as Tonga goes P1 now. Oh boy, this is going to be a competitive season. I'm very much looking to commentating on all of these races here, guys. Tonga, we know he's got that 1 lap pace. Pips Ola Ritchie by a couple hundredths. And I'm sure Yuri will definitely have something to say about that on his final lap. Darrell Naismith, perhaps? Yep. In the Aston Martin. He was Aston Martin last season as well. Let's hope that he's able to put in a competitive time and help out his teammate Jan, who's looking competitive in P8 at the moment, P13. So decent improvement, plenty to fight for as well. With those final runs yet to come, hopefully he can come back to the pits in time. Got Cutthroat attempting another run, but he hasn't got quite a fully charged battery and he validates straight away, so I'm pretty sure he's struggling at the moment on the controller. Picks up a slipstream for no apparent reason. But we've got a couple of drivers making their way out for what looks like their final runs. Oloa Richie looks to be getting out. Oh, he's invalidated. So I'm not sure if he's going to be coming in, strapping on a new set of boots. Yes, he will be. He will be indeed. So who have we got on track at the moment? Got both Ferraris. I definitely want to stay on board with Yuri. Let's see what he can do. He's got his teammate in front of him, so hopefully that doesn't cause any distractions. I believe. Nope, not Paddy. But here we go for Yuri's final lap of the session. First qualifying session here in Divine Eye Racing around Season 4. Decent apex into turn 1, doesn't quite cut turn 2 too much. Nice tight line, bring it over to the outside. Want to get a nice run into turn 4. Doesn't quite extend the track a huge amount, but perhaps keeping it a little bit safe. I mean, that was an improvement anyways on his previous time, just by under a tenth. A couple of drivers on their outlaps in front of him now. Didn't quite hinder him too much, hopefully. But this is looking like a very competitive lap indeed, and let's see at the end of sector 2 how much time is he going to be up. Just under a tenth. A little bit of a wobble, oh, and just a little bit too much there for Yuri. Ah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed. Board with Jay Dennis. Nope, he, I believe, has just finished the lap. And unfortunately, Divine Eye Racing, Divine Eye has invalidated his lap, so he could possibly have enough time to get round if he charges up his battery. Board with Shermanator now. It was looking competitive early on. Just a slight improvement by 5 thousandths, so that's minimal. He's going to be wanting a lot more of an improvement to climb up that order. Let's see. So, was able to board now with Oloa Richie. He's going to want to take away pole position from Tonga. A little bit hesitant on that exit there, but hopefully these last few corners can find that improvement that he's so desperately looking for. Ooh, nearly touching the grass there. You definitely don't want to be on the grass, but he's up by 1.29 tenths. Getting a bit of a nice slipstream as well from his teammate, Cutthroat. Oh, that's going to be huge. Oloa Richie on pole position, or provisional pole position at the moment. Let's see what Tonga has to say about that now. He's up by a tenth as well, so really going to need a big improvement here coming up to the line. I don't think it's going to be enough. He doesn't have that slipstream that Cutthroat's helped him out with, or helped out Oloa Richie with. And let's see where he goes. He does improve, not by enough, just by 3 thousandths. And what does Lockby Pickle have to say about it? Oh, it seems that he had a mistake somewhere, unfortunately. The steps now. Doesn't look like he's using much ERS at all. So yeah, he's had a bit of a mistake somewhere. And Kaka's invalidated, unfortunately. Jan, let's see what Jan can do now. Improvement just by 5 thousandths, so minimal improvements, unfortunately not enough to climb up the order and kept the slice. He's lost time there, unfortunately. So it's Oloa Richie, pole position in your first race of the season. Come on, congratulations, Oloa Richie. Very well deserved. We've got Ulrich followed by Tonga. Oh, I didn't even notice. Paddy actually was able to clamp the order, so apologies for Ulrich, Paddy. And Ulrich has left the session. He has left the session, so I hope he's able to drive, come back in time. Let me send him an invite. Ulrich. There we go. But Paddy, P3, Lofty Pickle in P4, Yuri in P5, definitely a little bit further down than he would have anticipated. His steps, P6, Kaka P7. This is going to be a very competitive race, guys. I'm telling you that right now. But there we have it. Congratulations once again to Oluwarishi, followed by Tonga, who we know has some great pace. Paddy in P3. And why does Oluwarishi keep leaving the session? Take a screenshot of that. There we go. But there we have it, your first qualifying session of the new season here in Divine Eye Racing. Guys, I'm really excited for this race up ahead. Let me know your predictions in the chat if anyone's around tuning in. Let me know who you think is going to come out on top. And it looks like it is quite overcast, so perhaps there could be some rain coming at some point. Those clouds are looking quite dark. However, at the moment, we are definitely going to be having a dry start to this race. We've got all of our drivers configuring their setups at the moment. Hopefully no one presses the ready up button too quickly. But yep, everyone configuring strategies. I mean, I'd anticipate that we're going to be seeing a lot of hard, medium hards. The softs, they can do quite well. However, you'd want to really be saving those soft tires for perhaps a late safety car, as we saw towards the back end of the last race last season. And Ulrich keeps leaving, so there we go, he's joined again. But what is going on there? So we do have the formation lap on. So Ulrich should be able to hop in the car during that formation lap. The strategy will be medium hard, but at the moment we look like we've got quite a few soft runners actually. Yuri on the softs, he's definitely going to be looking to be quite aggressive in that opening stint. Couple of soft runners towards the back as well. But medium seems to be the tire of choice at the moment, and that's definitely my favorite tire on this game. Medium hard worked quite well for me last time out in Brazil in the last race of the season. And hopefully it'll pay some fortunes to those running the same tire again at the start of this race this season. And here we go. We've got the start of the formation lap. Enables everyone to warm up their tires. Oh, so only one soft runner in the end. And I hope Oluwarichi is able to jump into his car. But my predictions are going to be, as it looks like we've had a little bit of an incident with DRL Naismith and Kevin Slice perhaps touching each other on the formation lap. That's definitely not something you want to be doing. Now, unfortunately, they're going to be starting the race with some cold tires. But my predictions, I am going to go for a I'm going to go for a Yuri win, followed by Oluwarichi, followed by Paddy, and then Oluwarichi, unfortunately, will drop down to a P3. That is my podium predictions. Let me know what you think in the chat as well, guys. Oh, and Paddy and Lofty Pickle getting disqualified as well. So, not quite sure what's happening on this formation lap. Perhaps a little bit of... Oh my goodness. Yuri had to take evasive action there, but perhaps a little bit of rust. People haven't been racing for a few weeks. Some well-deserved breaks. And that's going to mean cold tires for the McLaren and Mercedes drivers as well. As the last driver is lined up on the grid, waiting these lights out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are go here in Divine Eye Racing. Down into turn 1, Tonga's already into the lead. Oh, unfortunate from Oluwarichi, I think. Oh, he's still not in his car, I don't believe, so he's able to probably maybe get hold of it now. We've already got Yuri up a place as well. Paddy unfortunately dropping down. And that's a lovely move from Yuri. Able to come up into P2 after the first few corners. Look at that gaggle. Of course, we got behind us. Oh, we got someone turning right on a straight. We got Jay Dennis unfortunately into the wall. And that's a virtual safety car. Jay Dennis. And I think, yep, that was G. Alavriadis coming off not great. Oh, no. And Oluwarichi has given up as he was unable to get into his car, I believe. So not a great start for him, unfortunately, after such a promising qualifying session. Oh no. So he's left and joined. We're back on the green flag conditions now. And that is Paddy into the pits. Not sure what happened with him. Bit of a messy lap 1 all round, it seems. Yep, and he's getting his front wing changed, unfortunately. Sticking the soft tires on. Alavriadis also into the pits. Kaka gets the move done on Jan, moving himself up to P5. Kevin Slice looked like he was all over the back of Mr. Rios, or Rios at the moment. And Actually, yep, he's out of the session. Shermanator perhaps looking to make a move in this twisty turning section of Sector 2. There's a couple of breaks in the DRS train at the moment, but I'd anticipate each driver to burn as much ERS as possible to get back in that train. Are we going to see a move for the leads here? Got Pickle on hot lap, pushing Yuri little by little. He's got some really good straight line speed, it seems, and he's set the fastest lap of the race. You know, Yuri defends very, very well. Steps, unfortunately, is out of that DRS zone as well. We've got moves coming all the way around back here as well. Naismith making a move on Sparrow off the track, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that would have... Oh, I'm missing all the action up front. But Tonga now into the lead over Yuri. That gap definitely isn't 1 second, so I'm not sure quite what's going on there. Maybe some desync in the lobby. It's Touchkey making a move around the outside of Jan, having to back off for now. Plaza down in P15 on those hard tires. Those hard tires really need to come to these drivers. I mean, they've got Divine Eye at the moment, who's got a 2.7 second gap to Sparrow. Cutthroat really needs to get a move on at the moment, and we've got a move for the lead at the moment into turn 1. Yuri now taking the lead. Tonga's going to want to defend perhaps a little bit, using a little bit of that ERS, but he's burning. He wants that lead back once again. Late braking from Yuri, a little bit of contact on the exit. Yuri's able to keep it on track, but Pickle is going through at the moment. Is he going to make the move around the outside? Oh, kind of pushed out wide there by Yuri, unfortunately. Hard racing, perhaps not quite 100% clear, but that is, he's still in the race. No one has any damage, I hope. Shermanator looking to make a move around the outside of Naismith now. Wheel to wheel action. Very nicely done from Shermanator there. Lofty Pickle, hot lap on. Yuri opting not to fight this one at this moment. And Lofty Pickle looking to take the lead of this race at the moment. Tonga able to stay in the lead for now, but Lofty Pickle does have the use of DRS, ERS, and he's going to keep that lead into turn 4. It's allowed Steps to catch back up, and Kaka as well. So it's a 5-way fight for the lead of the race at the moment. Followed by Tuchki. It's 4 seconds behind. Oh, and Tonga, unfortunately, seems to have had a little bit of an issue through that corner, and now it is a 4-way fight once again. Back down to Shermanator, who's looking to make some moves down this section here. Sees that Marios is charging, so he's definitely going to want to have an effort down into turn 1 now. Marios definitely has more ERS though. Jan flies past Touchkey down to turn 1. Touchkey perhaps going to want to come back straight back at him. 30-second time penalty for Shermanator, so that's the first track limits warning or penalty given out this season. Back up to the lead here. We see Yuri really trying to fight and reel Lofty Pickle back into his DRS. Lofty Pickle seems to be getting away quite nicely, or managing that pace at the front. Needs the help from the Steps to get past maybe tactically let him pass down into turn 1. Slingshot him past and into the DRS of Lofty Pickle. Yuri seems to have burned a little bit of DRS to try and keep lead, and the steps does go through. And are those raindrops that I see? I believe I saw a couple of raindrops, so that could make things quite interesting. Yep, that definitely seems to be some rain. Hola, be ghosted, what's going on? So now the decision for the drivers on when to pit onto the intermediate tires, that is going to be a crucial one, but they really need to try and get into the DRS range of Lofty Pickle as soon as possible. This is what I'm talking about when I said that the teams are incredibly even this season. Got 5 different constructors, 5 different drivers, and we have Cutthroat, who unfortunately has DNFs. Oh, we're not able to see it, it's a bit too far up at the moment, but looks like he might have lost the car on that banked corner. As Lofty Pickle goes into the pits, perhaps not a bad idea at all actually, because of just how quickly that rain comes in. Oh, never mind. What is going on? Oh, Divine Eye, 10 seconds for speeding into the pits, but 3 drivers opting to choose to pit. Oh, as Alafriadis picks up a drive-through penalty on the safety car, but 5 drivers on the intermediate tires, perhaps a little bit early, and I fear that's not going to work out for them, unfortunately. Definitely a bit of lag. I'm not sure if that's on my end or just the game in general. But DRS is your best friend at the moment as long as it's open. And Yuri's definitely going to want to make a move before DRS is deactivated as soon as the track gets to a very wet stage. Oh, as Yuri goes off track. Ooh, that was tight. Not quite a rejoin, I'd say. He was still kind of on the track, but unfortunately he's lost a couple of positions, a couple of key positions at the moment as the track gets wetter and wetter. He's going to want to make this move as easy as possible before that DRS deactivates, and unfortunately, I'm not sure where that quite came from, but I fear that his race is most likely over at the moment. Yep, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. There's a few drivers with penalties, and he might just be going into the pits to retire. Captain Slice picks up the penalty now. Yuri nearly losing the car. Lost a lot of time. Something happens to Rios there. Is Kaka gonna make a move? Yep, and Alafriadis has DNF'd in the pits. Sparrow picks up another time penalty for speeding into pits, so his race has gone from bad to worse, unfortunately. We have Kaka, a new race leader now. Yep, I fear those intermediate tire runners will be burning out their tires. It's not quite the conditions as of yet, but it is almost there. It is almost there. As Paddy has now stuck on some intermediate tires. Sparrow is just going to come out slightly behind. Slightly behind Wazar. And that is the McLaren of Alavriadis coming back out on this track for no apparent reason. DRS is still active at this point. Ooh, bit of a slide into turn 1 from Yuri there. Shermader up into P6 at the moment, so a very solid recovery for him. He does have that 3-second time penalty to contend with at the moment. And Lofty Pickle making his way up. Let's see what that delta is looking like compared to the medium tires in front of him. I think the corners is really the telling point. He seems to be gaining quite a bit of time, so I'd say it's time to pit. It's time to pit, boys. These front three, now or never, but you don't want to be the first one to kind of break it, but at the moment, it could decide the race. If you're to pit now, you can get a nice undercut on the cars around you. Get that nice gap, build that up for the rest of the race. But DRS is still active. It's the steps now. 2-horse race for the lead of this race now at the moment, as Yuri has actually decided to box, and Tonga unfortunately picks up a 10-second penalty as well. Shermader coming in. So let's see, this is going to be telling if Yuri, I know he dropped off a little bit from the front two, but if he's able to get that undercut on these two leading cars right here, come the time they pit, I think it's definitely time to pit now. Look at the conditions. And Naismith are actually stuck on some hard tires, so I'm not sure if that was an error from the game, unfortunately. But those are not the right tires to be on there, unfortunately. Yep, look at these guys, they're barely able to turn the car. And I believe Lofty Pickle is going to get a nice undercut, because even though he went a couple of laps early, he is going to be in the lead of this race come the time the front three pit, and they're pitting right now. Don't speed into pit lane, boys. Very nicely done for both drivers there. And yep, all three drivers pit, so should see Lofty Pickle soar through instantly the race, as Yuri's actually not too far behind him at the moment, so Yuri's keeping him honest, followed by Touchkey as well actually, on 5-lap old inters. There we have it. He has done the impossible. Undercut into the lead of the race. But closely followed now, so it actually wasn't a huge undercut from Lofty Pickle, and 5-lap pressure tires, even though they are intermediates, will pay dividends for Kaka and the steps here. So look at that, we're back into a 5-car race for the win. Pickle made a little bit of an exit, and I fear now that we could see Yuri sail off into the distance, as we know how good he is in wet weather conditions. Kaka taking a little bit of a shorter line as the steps, and a little bit of a wobble on the exit there. Oh no, that was Touchkey, I believe, sorry. Yeah, Touchkey was the one who had that little error. That lead from Yuri is increasing 10th by 10th. You see Kaka now wanting to push into P2. Lofty Pickle isn't finding it. Perhaps knows that he's not got the pace in these wet conditions. Congrats to Kaka moving up into P2. Side by side by Tutschke in the steps. Tutschke decided to back out of that one, wanting to live another day. Tonga trying to make a move around the outside on sector 2. Picks a decent line. Rio's going defensive and a slide into the overtake. That was well done by Tonga there. Really well done. Pickles kind of going defensive at the moment using that ERS. Steps has actually decided to turn it on now. A little bit of a tap there. And he gets that move done, very nicely done indeed from the steps. I believe P3 in the Drivers' Championship last season. Can we see Shermader going for a move here on Rio's side not to go for it. A little bit deep into that corner there, but this gaggle of cars all the way up into P6, P6 to P10, so plenty of positions to be made from Shermanator and the cars around him. Kevin Slicer looks like to be holding these cars up a little bit. Tonga really wanted to get this move done. Is he going to opt to go around the outside? Oh, lovely move there from Tonga. And now we've got Jan, I believe it was. Nope, that was... Yep, Jan looking to make a move around the outside as well of the Kev the Slice. So 2 positions lost for Kev the Slice in a matter of corners. He is on the battery trying to get... Oh, Terminator seems to have dropped off, so a little bit of an issue on the exit of that last corner there. A little fake and causes Jan to go a little bit wide. Can he get the switch back? No, doesn't commit to it. But the top 5 now seem to have broken up quite a bit. Kaka is keeping Yuri honest, so he's kind of reading him in little by little. Gap is 1.1, 1.2 at the moment. He's doing a great job at the moment, but let's see if he's able to kind of stick within a decent amount of time, hoping maybe that Yuri picks up a time penalty or vice versa. Kaka picks one up. Steps has dropped off a little bit though from these 2 in front of him. Perhaps maybe not quite confident in his ability in the wet weather conditions. What is the closest fight that we have on the track at the moment? We've got Divine Eye, who's actually come in for a set of wet weather tires. I'm not quite sure the conditions are that wet, but hey, if you've gotta go for something and give it a go, why not? As Shermanator gets past Kevin Slice now, so a number of positions lost for Kevin Slice, and he comes into the pits and picks up a time penalty, unfortunately. Oof. So is he going to go on to... Maybe he's got wing damage? Let's see what's going on here. Yep, that is... Oh, it's not a front wing change. It's just a set of new inters. We've got DRL, Naismith moving past now, and Waza now coming to the pits as well. Let's see what he's going to be sticking on. Oh, we've got a bit of lag. A little bit of lag. But what's Waza going to stick on here? A fresh set of inters as well. Okay, interesting. Where have we got a close battle? We've got Shermanator closing to Rios now. He's going to want to get past as soon as possible. Looks to have some decent pace here tonight. Fighting the car on the exit there. Shifting up, shifting down. Not quite sure what's going on there. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. Nearly lost the car. But Kaka's actually really close to Yuri now. Doing a great job in these wet conditions. That gap from Kaka to the steps has really kind of grown out over the last couple of laps. 3.9 now. And also the steps to Lofty Pickles up to 1.7. So let's stay on board in this fight for a while. Yuri could be feeling some pressure now, knowing that he's got a quick Kaka behind him, keeping him honest. And we've seen Yuri have some errors before in the past, even here at Interlagos last season. But that rain is just getting worse and worse, so perhaps the full wet tires were not a bad option from Divine Eye and Sparrow. As we've got Tushki into the pits. Let's see what he's going out for. I think he's going to go for the full wets here. Lofty Pickle's gone into a fresh set of inters, and Tushki's gone onto a fresh set of inters as well. Shermader really trying to push Rios now. Who's not on the battery. Lets him go without any worries. Rios deciding not to fight this one, wanting to live another day. We've got Jazz into the pits as well for a fresh set of inters. So perhaps these inters aren't really lasting the amount of time that drivers thought they would. So we've seen a number of them pitting onto a fresh set already. But I'd say that was pretty early for those stops onto a fresh set. You want to go a little bit deeper into the race perhaps, but who am I to say? I'm not the one driving at the moment. I can see Kaka was nearly fighting to lose the car there. He seems to have some really good straight line speed. I mean, he is in the slipstream as well. We've got Jan into the pits now off those 7-lap-old inters, and he's going on to the full wets. So a few drivers here choosing to go for a different strategy, and let's see if that pays off. In the car on the exit 3. Back up to the lead, or the top 2 now. Kaka's done a fantastic job of here reeling Yuri in. It's really hard to overtake in the wets, but he looks like he's got a great exit off that corner. Yuri didn't have a great exit, and he actually seems to not quite let him go, but not quite sure what that was about. And Kaka is our new race leader here at Interlagos. We've got a lapped car in front, so the teammate of Yuri perhaps could cause a bit of a distraction for Kaka. Gets out of the way nicely. However, he is able to unlap himself. He is entitled to do so. Cause huge ball there. And we've got Paddy into the pits. His race has not gone to plan tonight, unfortunately, after that lap 1 incident. Picked up front wing damage, and we know Paddy can do much better than this. 6 on a set of full wets though, so perhaps the race can still come to him in the dying stages, perhaps. This is your closest battle on track at the moment. P1 and P2 fighting it out in the wet here in Interlagos. Here is on the battery. Kaka deciding not to use any batteries, so perhaps doing a very good job there to save, and he's definitely got a nice differential of about 40%, so 30% to Yuri behind him. We've got the steps into the pits for some full wets now, and Tonga serving a penalty, I believe, or maybe it's a glitch. Looks like it could be a visual glitch, but anyways, he's on to a set of full wets as well. So this track is definitely in torrential rain conditions. Which one of these top two is going to gamble? I don't want to say gamble because these full wets seem to be very, very quick indeed. Fight between Lofty Pick on the steps now. Steps who's come out onto some fresh full wets. And we've got Lofty Pickle on inters, so two completely different strategies. Let's see which tire is the correct tire at this moment in time. Looks like to be the full wets, if I'm honest. Full wets seem to be the tire. Great side-by-side action. Respectful racing between the two. And what? Rios, look at that full top speed. Oh no, unfortunately that is a little bit too late braking for Rios, or from steps actually. And he's taken out Rios out of that race, or out of that battle. I believe that will be a report and should be a slam dunk penalty. Really throwing the car into that corner. It's really hard to tell what is the right tire to be on at the moment. I thought it was the full wets. However, the steps really isn't getting away at the moment. But we shall see. With more rain that comes down, the full wets will be the right tire to be on. Still got, what, 12-13 laps of racing here tonight, so we are 2/3 of the way through. So plenty of racing to come, and Yuri's actually dived into the pits for some full wet tires. Yuri has come into the pits, so has Terminator now. He's doing very well up there in P3? No, P4. Got De'Aaron Naismith fighting with Waza. 21.1 seconds, and Yuri picks up a penalty, unfortunately, on the outlap. Let's see the delta. The delta is really coming down. Yep. Full wets are the tire to be on. Kaka needs to pit right now. You can just see the grease on the track, and ooh, Yuri needs to have a clean outlap here to undercut Kaka. Kaka's into the pits, don't pick up a penalty. Yeah, very nice, safe pit entry. Lofty Pickle's really going to need to pit as well from those 5-lap old mediums, inters. Let's see where Kaka comes out. We've got Yuri coming down the pit straight at the moment, I believe. He's going to get that undercut. Where's Kaka? They might be side by side here on this exit. Oh, Yuri looks like he might just be ahead. Oh, just behind actually. Keeps that overtake on. Defensive move from Kaka there into turn 4. Trying to get the switch back from Yuri. Can they go side by sides? Both on the wet tires now. Same. Oh, big push from Yuri. It's gonna push him off the track now. Kaka has let him through. He knows he's Yuri has that time penalty ahead of him, so all he needs to do now is stay within 3 seconds of Yuri up in front of him. That is his task. Can he complete it? Jazz picking up a 10-second penalty once again. Let's take a look at the penalty situation. So 3 seconds for Yuri, 13 for Kevlaslice, 3 for Shermanator, and Jazz with 10 seconds now as well. So just the 4 drivers opting to stick with the intermediate tires, but looking at the track conditions now, absolutely the full wet tire is the tire to be on. Smith trying to make a move on Waza now. Oh, down the inside. Waza turned in like Naismith wasn't there. A little bit deep there from Naismith. Yeah, you can tell that he's not on the right tires. The traction that Naismith was able to get off that corner there. And Waza is on full traction control. You can just hear the engine sounds, not really putting down the traction output that he's looking for. Got Divine Eye, who should make a quite easy pass on Waza now, who most likely will come to the pits. Maybe not. Opting not to. Decided to fight this one with Divine Eye here. Divine Eye looking good on the inside. That was very cautious there. Just needs to bide your time here, Divine. You will get this move done. Shermanator makes a move on his teammate. And Tutschke now into the pits. Yep, would have needed to pit a few laps earlier there, Tutschke. Oh, but Kaka and Yuri fighting for the lead now. Careful here, yeah, Kaka. Oh. Kaka decides to fight and live another day. That's all he needs to do. Even though it would be nice to have it on track, all he needs to do is stick behind Yuri, and Yuri's had a little bit off. Yuri had a little bit of a mistake there. Tonga and kept the slides going side by side. A little bit of a drift there to finish that move off from Tonga. That was well done. Really well done, actually. Ooh, slide from Kev. Wrong tires, babe. Definitely wrong tires. But I suppose when you're this late in the race, you might as well try and stick it out. See what he can do. Waza's gone into the pits now, get off those inters that he was on, and onto some fresh, wet tires. This has been a solid drive from Shermanator, so big shout out to him. Up in P6 at the moment. He does have that time penalty, so let's see if he can do anything with that. And Kevlaslice unfortunately picks up a penalty. One of our last drivers to be on inters. 10 seconds for him. Lofty Pickle still fighting it out though on those inters. Would be losing probably quite a bit of time to the cars behind. I wouldn't be surprised if Jan and the Shermanator do manage to close up to the back of him. But what a job Kaka's doing out in front, really. What a job. Yuri's low on ERS, down to about 28 to 29%. And Tutschke unfortunately picks up a time penalty for his woes as well. Both Alpines side by side pretty much, one behind the other. But now we've got everyone apart from Pickle. Is Touchkey going a bit wide on that corner. But this is a time penalty situation that we've got at the moment. Plenty of drivers suffering from track limits here at Interlagos. This is a straight fight between teammates at the moment for track positions. Both have 3-second time penalties, so as Tonga picks one up now. Unfortunately, through turns 1 and 2. But this is a straight fight as well on track, these two drivers. Ooh, fighting, really fighting the car there from Tonga. Is he gonna send it? Oh, slides down the inside. The Shermanator there. Lovely wheel-to-wheel racing, respectful racing. That's what we love to see here in Divine Eye Racing. Doesn't quite get the move. Can he do it a second time? Down the inside. Can't get the traction on the exit there from Tonga. Shermanator doing a good job, even though he's had a couple of mistakes in a couple of consecutive corners. Well, that would be probably a warning there for Tonga. Look at this torrential rain conditions, this monsoon weather out there, and really tough conditions to drive in. So big respect for each and every driver that we've got at the moment, concentrating. Ooh, bit of a wobble from Shermanator there. Ooh, very defensive driving there from the Shermanator. Oh, a little bit of a switchback. Is he able to get the move done? Very good driving between these two. Oh, that's unfortunate from Shermanator. Had a few... Ooh. Had a few errors in a few consecutive corners, as I mentioned previously, but hopefully he's able to fight it back. And out front, we've seen Kaka really kind of increasing that gap to Yuri behind him. So I don't know whether Yuri had a couple of little minor errors. But this race, I mean, I don't want to have commentators curse, but this race looks like it could be Kaka's to win. Still plenty of racing left to go, 5 laps or so. Anything can happen. Two more days until you get the Constructors' Championship with Porsche. Is that on which game is that? Ghosted? Or is that your creative team on F1? My team? This battle here is really heating up between Tonga and Shermanator. Shermanator is doing everything he can to try and fight back and be within touching distance of Tonga in front of him now. He definitely wants that P6 back. He's got a little bit of a buffer to Paddy behind him, but they've got to battle cleanly and not lose a huge amount of time to the cars behind, or the car of Paddy behind. I hate these camera views because it's all pre-recorded sounds, but anyways. The gap now for Tonga, 1.1 seconds. Shermanator doing everything he can. See, Shermanator was a little bit hesitant to get the power down. Thought he was drifting a little bit wide, didn't want to get a track limits warning. Perhaps he needs one more before he picks up another penalty, and definitely does not want to do that. With Paddy kind of closing in behind him, 3/10 on the last lap. We're back to the lead of the race here. We've got Yuri, who's closed back up now to Kaka. The gap was at 2 seconds. Now it's back down to about 6/10 now. Yuri really throwing the car, gaining about 2 or 3 tenths in a couple of corners there, but 4.5 tenths is the gap. Kaka still has about double the amount of ERS that Yuri has, so Yuri perhaps wanting to stick it out behind as much as he can. And we've got a time penalty, another time penalty for DRL Naismith. That's 6 seconds now. Won't affect his positioning on the track at the moment. Ooh, big slides. Yellow flags. Who is that? That is a... I was going to say that was DRL Naismith. He had a little bit of an issue on the exit of the final corner. Kaka not wanting to give the slipstream to Yuri behind him. But I think Yuri's pretty content. He knows he's not going to be able to drive off into the distance if he overtakes Kaka. Kaka has really been keeping him honest tonight. He's just going to want to stick behind and secure that P2. It's a long championship, 16 races here in Divine Eye Season 4. So plenty to fight for. Let's have a look at gainers. So Kaka's come up 6 positions into the lead of the race. Really well done from him, and obviously Shermanator has gained 9 positions as well from starting down P16. Yuri going for it, deciding not to anymore. Yep, Kaka just had too much battery down that straight there. There we go, he's got much more battery once again, and he's not going to be able to fight. Kaka, do not pick up a time penalty. That's all you've got to do. Keep it clean, keep it tidy, even if he overtakes you. All you got to do is keep it on track. Oh, a little bit of a love tap from Yuri behind. There was a little bit of a gap, so he's fully entitled to try and make that move. But Kaka's doing a great job of just parking it on the apex of each corner. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there. Just trying to make a move down the inside perhaps, but Yuri, you can see him getting a little bit frustrated. The moves have been on occasionally. Yellow flags in section 2 once again. Yeah, but look at Kaka, he's just got plenty of battery. 16 to 35. Kaka, this is the final lap of the race right now. Is he going to try and make a move in turn 4 here for that on-track victory? He's able to, oh, didn't quite cut it back enough. Kaka going defensive. We're in the middle of the track. That was really well done from Yuri, and I think Yuri's lost a bit of his front wing now, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see, I think one of his end plates missing. Yep, front left end plate through hitting into the back of Kaka just there, unfortunately. just doesn't have that turn, and he wants it on track so badly, but that would have been the final opportunity, really. Down into turn 4, but Kaka's going to come through and secure a fantastic race victory here in round 1 of Divine Eye Racing Season 4. Big congratulations to Kaka. Yuri gives him a little weave out of respect. So P1, Kaka, P2, Yuri, and the steps comes home to secure P3. Lofty Pickle still on those intermediate tires. I don't know how he's driving this car in these conditions with those tires on. But he's going to come home and secure a P4. I mean, Jan is not too far off behind him. And Shermanator secures a P7 after Tonga in P7. We saw a fantastic battle between those two. And Paddy, unfortunately, P8 for him. On another day, we'll see Paddy fighting for race victories and podiums, but today was just a bit unfortunate with that incident on lap 1. Touchkey coming home to claim P9. Alpine's, I was going to say Alpine's finishing next to each other, but not the case with Rios's penalties. Sparrow in P10 kept the slice. Could potentially finish in P12 here, depending on penalties to Divine Eye. Yuri took you out. Not quite sure when you mean. But yeah, of course, everything can be reviewed by the stewards, and if it's deemed a penalty, then of course that could affect the race outcomes. But driver of the day is Shermanator. Very well deserved. I mean, up 9 positions, or when you spun. I can't quite remember that, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if it's something to report, then definitely report it. But well done anyways, Tonga. Solid battle there for P6. But there we have it. Your winner tonight, Kaka, P1, top step of the podium. Yuri in P2, followed by the steps in P3. So those are your podium position takers, followed by Lofty Pickle. Solid drive from him. P4, started P4, finished P4, and also fastest lap bonus point for him. Big shout out to Shermanator, starting from P16 all the way up into P7. Unfortunately, Paddy dropped down to P8 from P3. Yes, next week. There's always next week, Tonga. He has some good pace tonight for sure. But unlucky there. But thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in for the first race of the season. I will be back next week, next Monday, for round 2. Have a good night.